In this lesson, we're going to work on multiplying integers. Please make sure you have something to take some notes or pay close attention so that you understand how to do these. First of all, we're going to review what an integer is. Remember, integers are numbers that can be positive or negative. So here's some rules that apply when you are multiplying integers. If you have a positive number times a positive number, you're going to get a positive answer. These are ones we've already been working on. So this shouldn't be a new type of situation. Positive number times a positive number, of course, gives you a positive answer. Now, this is where it's tricky. So, just like when we were subtracting integers, if we had two negatives near each other, it made a positive. Well, in this case, if I have a negative and a negative that I multiply, it actually turns it to a positive answer. So that's probably the one that will probably trip up the most people. They'll see these negatives and think they should have a negative answer. But in truth, if you have a negative and a negative, you're going to end up with a positive answer. If you have a positive times a negative, you have odd amount of negatives. Because you have an odd amount, the answer is going to be negative. And same if you switch the order. If you have a negative times a positive, you have an odd amount. So it stays negative. If you have an odd amount of them, it's going to be negative. If you have the same amount, an even amount, it's going to become positive. Let's give some a practice. So the first one, we have a negative number and we have a positive number. Well, we can just multiply 7 times 5. We know 7 times 5 is 35. But because I had one negative and one positive, because I only have one of them, the answer is negative. In our next one, we can do 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. I have a negative number and a negative number. Because I have two negative numbers, my answer stays positive. I have a positive number and a positive number. These are ones that you already have been working on. So this should be pretty easy to come up with your positive answer. We can do 4 times 4 because it doesn't matter the symbols right away. And we get 16. Now we look at the symbols. We have a positive and we have a negative. Because we have an odd amount of negatives, our answer becomes negative. So again, if you have an odd amount, it stays negative. If you have an even amount, it becomes positive. Now it's your turn to try. Give these a shot. Pause the video. Resume it when you feel like you have the answers to see if you're correct. Welcome back. Let's take a look if your answers are right. We have 1 times 0 is 0. We had a negative and we have not really a positive. This is kind of a nothing. So this is one of the only exceptions that 0 can't be positive or negative. It's just 0. So the answer would be 0. We have 2 times 5, which is 10. We have a negative and a positive. Because it's an odd amount, our answer is negative. We have 3 times 8, which is 24. We have a negative and a negative. 2 negatives make a positive answer. And our last one, we have 7 times 2, which is 14. We have a positive and a positive, so we get a positive answer. Two of the same symbols, keeps it positive. Opposite symbols makes it negative. If we're timesing by zero, it's going to stay zero. Give these a practice. Keep trying. If you need help, seek it out. Rewatch the video too, it will help.